What's up, community? How everyone is feeling today? Excited to be back today with another live stream, and today will be a little bit different than the usual for two reasons. Okay, so the first one and most exciting one is that yesterday we delivered Pack PHP, so a fresh new project, open source, live on stream. By the way, the quality of the live stream should be awesome right now. Okay, I have changed like all the settings, so you should technically see me a little bit better, you know what I mean? How is the quality of the live stream, by the way? Let me share the screen for you real quick. Like, how is the quality of the live stream? Should be a little bit better, right? What do you guys think about this? I'm gonna change the font here. So I always change the font when I'm working on Laravel Cloud, and then I come back into live streams and I have to make it always bigger. Font. Appearance, blah, 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 colors, font. Editor font. Okay, let's make this 22. Regardless, the quality of the live stream should be a little bit better. What do you guys think? For those who are always here, do you feel that the quality of the live stream is a little bit better or what? Florian is saying is 720 on P on YouTube. Really? I thought it would be a little bigger than that, though. Dripping Castle is saying is 80 to 100% better. So you feel it's actually better or what? Interesting. I need to dive on this stuff, man. I need to dive on this stuff for sure, because I have, I've spoke with people. People told me it was like the beat rate. So I have literally increased the bit rate, but apparently it's not like still like enough quality. I don't know if it's like a resolution thing on my side, but I need to think about this. Anyways, welcome everyone. Today's live stream will be about 30 minutes because unfortunately I literally forgot I have a meeting at Laravel. This kind of company meeting where everyone in the team participates, and I literally forgot about that meeting. So Florian just made a great job just telling me on YouTube that you are doing a live stream, but you have a meeting in 30 minutes, so you better come up. So I will have to go to the live stream, to the company meeting. So I apologize about that. Today we have a lot to talk about, though. We have to talk about, the next new thing we are building all together using Laravel, React, and TypeScript as well. People are saying just live stream the company meeting, no worries. Oh my god, I cannot do that. Hello everyone. Oh my god, it's so cool to see everyone back again. Daniel, D-Bones, welcome. Florian, Ben, Lee Priest, Matthias, Samuel, Code Nerd, Pick and Flow, Drippen Castle, Gabriel, Patricio, Govar, Roberto, everyone really. Thank you so much for coming once again. Stephen as well, welcome to the stream. James and Mora, Tweeny, just excited to see everyone. Yeah, man. So you guys know, yesterday we talked about this. Like, I want to build something with you guys. Thank you so much, Pick and Flow, for the gifted tier 1 sub on Twitch. I really appreciate your support. It's not the first time you are doing this, so I really appreciate you doing it a second time. Okay, 5 tier 1 subs. I really appreciate, dude. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Edmilson, Sergio, and everyone. So happy to see everyone again. Yeah, dude, Ripple, we are literally doing some React and TypeScript with Laravel. So I'm gonna tell you what I have done so far, okay? Today we don't have a lot of time today, so we need to move fast and quick, you know what I mean? So what we talked about yesterday was, okay, we delivered this new open source project, literally this Pack PHP project all together. This was delivered, very successful release. We got everyone talking about it. We got it on Laravel News. We had YouTubers making video about this project, and I think it was a very successful release. So overall, I'm very happy about how this project went on the live streams for multiple reasons. I was able to create an open source project on the live stream. I was able to do this with you guys, create Twitch content, create YouTube content, and that, I just loved what we have done all together. Okay, now it's time to move forward. It's time to say See you next time, Pack PHP, but we are moving to a different content now. The next step will be building something on Laravel. I want to have a live stream on Laravel. Not one live stream, but multiple live streams on Laravel where we can, you know, talk about Laravel Cloud, where we can talk about Laravel, talk about Inertia 2, talk about React, talk about TypeScript. And I want to make a full Laravel application with you guys, okay? This application will be fully open source. Okay, fully open source. Everyone will be able to contribute, you know, will be a SaaS, will be something really cool, and I think we are going to have a bunch of fun. Code Nerd is saying in Laravel in 30 minutes you can do more than a week with Next.js. Oh my god. I don't know if that is true, but if it were to be true, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my god. And you know, I'm excited about this. I couldn't wait to get started on this. And the goal, you know, we talked about this. So we do need to come up with a project idea, you know? We do need to come up with a project idea. Most of you last time talked about doing some sort of pan analytics SaaS, you know? So obviously you guys know I have developed this project, an open source project called Pan PHP, which is this one, which was very successful, meaning that you can literally have a lightweight, privacy-focused PHP product analytics running locally, which, I mean, I'm using it as well in my project, so I really love this. And, you know, potentially an idea could be bringing some of this and actually doing a full SaaS, which probably would be free to begin with while it's open source and while everyone is contributing, you know, while we are having fun. So you guys can use this for free as well. And we can have everyone having fun on this. We would build this with Laravel, with TypeScript, with React and everything. And I feel it would be super fun, you know? What do you guys think? So we have this idea, which was kind of one of the very first ideas, and we had others. But I'm so, you know, I'm thinking so much about this idea. What do you guys think about this? Okay, can I make a pool thing on Twitch? Let me see. Can I type chat settings? Okay, this is not it. So I know what I can make on YouTube. So let me see. Engage with your audience. Oh, I have our pool already running. Okay. But what do you guys think about doing a pan web analytics SaaS? Because I'm going to tell you something that I would do. You know, something I would do is that, okay, when people are, for example, I'm going to tell you an example, a clear example on Laravel Cloud. So as you guys know, Laravel Cloud have this, you know, create application modal where people can, you know, select their, you know, their repository, their application name, you know what I mean? Kind of those things. And then they can go to their environment and click on deploy. But, you know, probably these steps in between, which might be complicated for people. You know, it might be complicated for people. So I would love to set up some analytics to understand how many times people usually go from create application modal until deploy, you know, create this workflow on pan web SaaS application where you can understand how many times people usually go from create application to hit the deploy button. How many times that takes usually. And if it takes more than 1 minute, like typically where people spend their time on. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? So Twinny is saying insane idea. Linus Dev is saying sounds great. Voensen is saying let's go. Yes, dude, I would pay for this. Oh my god. You guys are giving me so much motivation to work on this already. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I have so many little ideas like this regarding analytics. Like this one is one of them. But I mean, other idea is literally understand like, probably you have multiple ways where people can buy products, for example, you know? And you want to understand a little bit like, where exactly people came from when they are buying this specific product. They came from the dashboard, they came from this separate feature I have built, you know, so that's another thing. Other thing is that I want something that really just works with inertia, you know, really just work on SaaS, on SPAs, for example. That's another example. So actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but Pan PHP, which is this project I have built together with David Hill, already supports inertia. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know if you guys use a lot of React, but React have this little problem where buttons, not buttons, but components sometimes render twice. You know what I mean? Sometimes they render twice. And for example, Pan PHP just counts one impression even if your component renders multiple times, which is very cool. Another idea is that, you know, if you see that same button but on a different page, which effectively will cause a reload of the button, that time will already contain, you know, an impression. So, you know, it just works, man. That's why I'm just thinking that I should just build something like this. You know, I don't even need to check like what exists out there to understand that I could do something better. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Hello, first time chat from Saya B. Oh my god, your name is big, man. It's big. Yeah, proper analytics tool. Insane idea. Thank you. And we are going to use some cool technologies. There is a few things that I just know that I want to use on this project. I'm gonna tell you a few. So I want to use TypeScript. The last time I have used TypeScript was doing some library development. I want to understand how does it feel to use TypeScript on the front end. Okay, do you guys have experience with TypeScript but on the front end? Because I have built, you know, I have built applications on JavaScript using just JavaScript at a library level or at application level, but I haven't used TypeScript on the front end level. And I want to understand, like, what is your experience so far with TypeScript at front end level? Suaib. All right, did I say it right? Suaib, that's your name? Good evening, Thomas. Welcome to the stream, dude. Nice to see you, man. All right, are we moving forward with this analytics web application? You know, everything would be open source. We'll be a little bit like Pinkery, okay? Pinkery is fully open source, so we would definitely move forward with this, you know? We would definitely move forward, you know, making this fully open source so everyone can contribute. Stefan is saying the first time I did front end was doing with TypeScript. Interesting. Samuel is saying that TypeScript is so cool on the front end. Interesting as well. Emlyn Dev is saying my experience with TypeScript is 0. So I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like TypeScript is, you know, if you know how to do JavaScript, I feel you will learn TypeScript in no time. It's literally like PHP with PHP Stan. You know what I mean? Oh my god, Thomas just literally said what I just have said. Thomas just said this. TypeScript is like PHP Stan for JavaScript, which I just have said that. It's so funny, man. Peak and Flow is saying, can you do one day TypeScript basics as a live stream so we can learn how to contribute? So TypeScript, I mean, typically for some of you, TypeScript will feel like just regular JavaScript, you know? It's just that sometimes you have to obey to some type safety that you would probably have to do that anyways when you are using PHP Stan, you know what I mean? Socken guy is saying, should I use PHP Stan or Laravel for my Laravel project? You should use Laravel. So if you are using Laravel, you should use Laravel because is the Laravel extension for PHP Stan. You know what I mean? Claudio Varandas is saying, yesterday I missed a live stream. Yeah, yesterday was a funny live stream. I can tell you that. Because yesterday we actually did the release of PackPHP. So I show everything from, you know, tagging the project, releasing the project out there, publishing the YouTube video, crafting a tweet, and what is important while crafting a tweet. So it was super fun. CodeNerd is saying, I do use TypeScript at the front end, but also on the back end, and I find myself fighting it sometimes. Why is that? Because typically TypeScript, you can also configure it to be a little bit like level 5 on PHP Stan, meaning that you can be a little bit less strict. You know what I mean? João Santos is saying scary. Why are you scary, dude? The Cows Show is saying, I don't understand why someone can build complex front ends with just JavaScript. That's just madness. Yeah, but that's the goal, man. I want to use TypeScript. I want to use, you know, typically Tailwind CSS, of course, for the front end. There is a very likelihood that we are going to use as well ShadCN for components-wise, you know what I mean? So there is a very likelihood that we're going to do that as well. Zeno1337, thank you so much for the subscription Prime 2 months. I really appreciate your support, dude, for resubscribing my channel. All the money will be reinvested on making the stream better. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I'm also a Laravel core team member, and I'm literally, you know, streaming every single day at 9 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube. I also have YouTube videos every single day at 1 p.m. By the way, today I've published a new YouTube video, so if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see that I have this new YouTube video about PHP Stan is TypeScript for PHP, okay? Where I show you how can you install PHP Stan in your project, and how can you configure it, how can you run it, and why is it useful, okay? So you might want to check this out. This is literally my socials, by the way. X13 is saying, I just stick with Alpine, Livewire, and HTMX, and I'm happy. Interesting. Why would you mix HTMX with Alpine in Livewire? Because I feel like Alpine and Livewire, they work very well together, and I don't see myself using something like HTMX when I have Alpine JS and Livewire, because I can literally do everything with those two tools. So I'm curious, why you are using HTMX? Reviewer is saying ShadCN is amazing. I agree. ShadCN is literally amazing. I do agree with you. Zeno1337 is saying 2 years already with PogChamp. What is PogChamp? I don't even know. Farao is saying, is there anything new on Laravel Cloud? Probably news, you mean? I think you are going to find out news on Laravel EU. Probably, you know, Taylor Otwell will give you some news on that. But yeah, on my side, I'm keeping working on Laravel Cloud every single day, you know, keeping crafting features and making sure it's perfect once it's out. Doing my best. Yeah, by the way, on Discord, you can submit ideas if you want, you know, if you want to see me coding anything specifically on this channel. There is some likelihood that if we are building a full Laravel application with Laravel, TypeScript, React, and everything, that will take a big portion of the next live streams. But, you know, sometimes I probably will be a little bit tired to code, and potentially we are going to do some React on a specific video, or potentially just talk about some technologies. You know, while we are building, like, why building an application is so powerful is that because when we are building an application, probably we'll be using some tooling like ESLint and some of the tooling I use on the front end. So we can talk a little bit about some of that tooling. We can talk about React as well, of course, and like what is the practices that I usually use. Probably we'll learn a little bit as well with you guys. There is a technology which I feel still I am a little bit behind comparing the others, which is Tailwind CSS. So, you know, I feel I can do pretty much everything within an web application, but the only thing I probably wouldn't do like very well done is Tailwind CSS. So that's something I probably will learn with some of you guys, I feel. Sipping Coder is saying, can you give me a tip to get rid of autopilot mode when coding? Even though I'm 8 years old in PHP, I still struggle with live coding tests in interviews. Really? Interesting. So I have 2 videos probably for you. If you go to my YouTube channel, I probably have 2 videos for you already. So if I click on videos, you probably have this. Which video it is? Probably the one about tests. Yeah, why smoke tests are so interesting. So this is probably a good one, especially, you know, especially if you are getting started with testing. But and I probably have another one about arrange, act, and assert, which is probably interesting as well. I cannot find it, but yeah, I probably can find a few videos about testing. But typically, you know, I would just recommend you to study a little bit, you know, get a weekend out and just study testing, and especially using something like Laracas. You guys can use this website, call it laracas.com. You know, everyone on the chat will tell you that this is literally the best place to learn anything whatsoever. And I wouldn't be surprised to find here a video course about past PHP, and there we go, Past from Scratch from Luke Downing. Probably a very good place to learn about testing in Laravel, you know. Codnerd is saying, wish Laracas is cheaper. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Taking any sort of, by the way, some of the lessons are literally totally free, okay? But potentially if it is a lesson which you have to pay for, $29 is still nothing compared with some of the formations or courses you get out there, and you have to pay hundreds of dollars, and you probably get out without learning anything whatsoever. So, you know, I love Laracas, man. So, you know, Logic BR is saying, Nuno, do you know languages talk to each other? For example, PHP needs Python to run some stuff to work with the output. So typically, if I would need to work with Python in PHP, so let's say I have something here in Python that I need to execute, okay? Typically what I do is that I would run probably a Laravel process like this. I would run a process that runs my Python script, something like this, my Python file, you know what I mean? And then I would collect the output of this process and work with the output like this. It's very likely that I would run this as a queue job, because typically when you use the process facade, there is some time it takes already, you know what I mean? So you probably want to check this out. That's how I would do it, by the way. João Santos is saying, why develop Laravel Cloud? Can you elaborate in your question, dude? I really apologize if I'm missing some context here. Yasin is asking, how Laravel Cloud displayed CMD on the front end? What is called that feature in technique? What do you mean by CMD exactly? Logic PR, you're welcome, dude. But yeah, today, dude, I'm really, I apologize in advance, everyone, but literally I have a Laravel company meeting happening right now, and I literally forgot about it. And I already have started a live stream when Florian, which is also a friend of mine, told me that we have this meeting happening in literally 10 minutes from now. So we'll have to end the live stream in literally 10 minutes, you know, so I really apologize about this. So we may as well do some Q&A, you know, until the end of the live stream, I feel. And tomorrow we actually start this project, okay? So far I call this project Pure Gold, because I was coming to the live stream without even knowing like what I would build here. But you guys, you know, you guys seems to be very convinced that potentially doing this pan web application is actually a very good idea. So I think I'm going to build this. Let's think a little bit how we are going to build this, though. I feel like this will be obviously fully open source, right? So fully open source. The next thing is that I wanna take care of the most critical things of this Abo application, which will be collect metrics. You know, collect metrics will be probably the most important thing of this app. And actually, on Pan PHP, I'm actually already using a very important technique while collecting metrics. So some of this JavaScript on Pan PHP is already using the Beacon API of JavaScript. Do you guys know what is the Beacon API on JavaScript or not? There we go. You never, Beacon Flow is saying never heard about the Beacon API. Duke 10 is also saying that you never learned about the Beacon API. Okay, so this API is literally made for potentially requests that may be too heavy for the front end, and the user may actually navigate away while you are doing those requests, okay? So if I search, for example, for the Beacon API on Google, you can see that this is literally a method to send asynchronously HTTP posts containing smaller data to the web server. And it's intended to be used when sending analytics data to a web server to avoid some problems with legacy techniques to sending analytics, such as XML HTTP requests. The biggest problem that this little send beacon solves is that if you quit a page, you probably on that specific moment will be the ideal moment to collect all the analytics that happened so far and send them to a specific web analytics server. You know what I mean? But if you don't use Beacon, what will happen is that the web page will be literally blocked by the amount of time you are sending that request, or the request will even get canceled. You know what I mean? So what the Beacon API does is that will still allow you to go away, and any HTTP request will be processed asynchronously on the backend. You don't have to worry about anything. It's literally the most modern technique to work with analytics on a browser. Exactly, you can still close the browser, everything will just work. Exactly. This repo, it's called pan.php, and I literally code this on the front end. This pan.php project is kind of fun because I'm doing literally advanced techniques for analytics already. For example, I'm using the mutation server API, which I think Caleb Perzio talked about it today, using the mutation observer API on the front end, using TypeScript, which I just told you that I didn't have used already, TypeScript on the front end. Well, I probably meant that I haven't used TypeScript for React applications, but I have used TypeScript for front end normally, okay? But yeah, you can see, for example, this send beacon stuff. I'm literally queuing as well, kind of everything. Like the user is literally clicking on buttons and doing everything, but I don't want to send an event each time he does something. So what am I doing is that I'm going to let you keep doing everything on the page, but when he's about to leave the page or close the browser, I send everything to the API. You know what I mean? But yeah, this project is literally awesome, and I feel like, you know, got so popular as a regular package that I just know will be popular as a SaaS. And as you can see, you have 11,000 downloads already, and to get started, this is like the most beautiful API I've ever built in my life. Like, to get started, the only thing you have to do is this. You have, for example, 2 tabs, and you want to know which tab is most clicked, which tab is most seen, which tab is most, you know, overt, for example. The only thing you have to do is type data pan and then give it an ID. This is a ridiculous API, don't you think? Okay, so TALNTAY is saying, maybe you misunderstand when you said that pen is used to figure it out if you are selling a product or where the sale came from. But looks like pen doesn't do that because it doesn't store any identifiable information. So how can you tell where a specific sale came from? So we probably would have to develop something like that, but it will be fully privacy focused. Okay, so I won't be storing, for example, you know, who did that, but I will be storing like the full process. The user visited this given page, for example, clicked on the cart, went to this specific thing for 30 seconds, you know, and then actually did the purchase. And most users, like 60% of the users, do this path. However, there's 40% of the users who typically give up, for example, while introducing the address because the form is too complicated. That's what I was thinking. Let me know what you think about this. TechGD is saying, during Laracon 2024, you guys use a Laravel and something to pilot a drone. Yeah, we were using Reverb, and it was Joe Dixon, I think. Yeah, Reverb with Joe Dixon. You can just type on Google or YouTube, Joe Dixon, Laracon, and you will see like his process, he's thinking about building that. Okay, LogicPR is saying, I'm wondering regarding PAN, what is the attack service on this? You know, the code executing after the browser is closed. I mean, this API is specifically built for this, you know? It's not something I can, it's literally built for analytics, so I'm gonna just reuse that. It's not something I have done by myself, you know what I mean? But we have to, you know, we have to think about some stuff here, like, you know, tokens potentially, you know, so you know, analytics from a specific website can only come from that website, for example. We have to think about security, of course, and things like that. Okay, folks, I do have to go, man. I have a company meeting, so I really apologize. And then we'll probably be too late because the company meeting will take an hour. Really apologize. I didn't know in advance, so I will be back tomorrow with, you know, we are going to start this project tomorrow, okay? So I hope you guys forgive me. I really apologize. I just literally forgot about the meeting, but I will have to go to the meeting. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Dripping Castle, thank you, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? So tomorrow we'll be back with some really good content on this thing, okay? All right, folks. Really appreciate you guys have been here today. I enjoyed the chat, but you know, I guess we talk tomorrow, okay? Love you all. See you tomorrow and peace out.